Mighty ho, YouTube. It is I, your friend James, at Collector1138. I got some stuff in the mail. I just wanted to show you guys real quick. I don't have the camera set up properly on the table because, well, let me just show you. I'm doing some customization at the moment. And so there's my little workshop. Fodder figures. My fodder figures. That's my Icy Man there, you know, I'm working on his ice shield there. This is just a blue guy I'm working on with no real intent on what to make him. It was a Sun Man, but I'm just using him to practice painting contours on and stuff. And these are pieces of, well, this is that test torso I showed you in the last video. I repainted it skin tone because I don't want a gloopy, slimy torso. And these pieces are from the Turtles of Grayskull Krang, which means they're basically the Andre the Giant body. And that's fine. I want a giant barbarian, human barbarian. So I took this off, even though it looked cool. I mean, I could paint it blue and call him Beast. These are more figures that I'm just pulling apart for fodder. Fodder. There's going to be my devil once he's painted. And this is the Royal Guard that I'm working on. Yeah, I got his armor there, little armor pieces. And here's a frosty sort of Sunman spirit I'm working on. I can tell his hairline needs a little touch up, but that's okay. We'll add details later. We'll just put the base on there. Ah, knocked him over. And I am going to open a box though, and we'll see if I can do it with one hand. I got in the mail I'm pretty sure it's my Voltac that I ordered from Mattel Creations. And let's see what we can do with that, huh? First, I got some smaller packages. Let's open those. Oh, this is not going to work. Hold on, I'm gonna fix the camera. Okay, that's better. So, rule number 1 is don't wear your He-Man shirt if you are painting your figures. Wear something old, because you're going to get paint everywhere. You can't really tell, but there's a blue tinge to my fingers right now because of, I don't know why my hand is shaking like that. I have neurological damage, so that's what that's from. So I blacked out these pieces simply because my friend, this is his name, did his from a snake infiltrator, and that's what I used. I didn't even put any black paint on it. This is Sharpie. On that green, the Sharpie takes really well. I even got like in the crevices and stuff. There's a little bit of black paint on here too, just because a brush gets into these areas better. But thin your black paint out. I was using the Testors flat black Testors with a little bit of mineral spirits, like a drop or two. Not full on paint thinner, just mineral spirits. Paint thinner will work, but you need less of it. It's stronger. Paint thinner is stronger than mineral spirits. We just want to thin it out a little bit, not completely. But anyway, so yeah, I changed the belt is orange on orangey yellow, that safety bus yellow on the Snake Man Infiltrator, but so I had to make it gold. And you can also get a completely black body from one of these. Save yourself a lot of work there. Actually, that was the easiest part was coloring this with a marker. That was the easiest part. And it's fun, but you can get a black body. But I'm saving this for Slime Pit He-Man. Gonna do Slime Pit He-Man. Okay, that's enough of the crap I'm making. Let's open up something. Let's see if we can get this all done before my best friend comes home. Because she will come in the back door and talk. She doesn't know what I'm doing here, you know? She don't know. All right, this is my extra Clamp Champ / Fisto armor. That's gonna go on. That's gonna go on my custom Fuerza T figure. I also got. I had to get Screaming Rowdy Roddy Piper's face. You know, a guy that's screaming. Yeah. Doesn't have to be Rowdy Roddy Piper. Doesn't really look like him very much anyway. So, you know, you can make a Vegeta out of this, you know, or Goku. Screaming guy. And then I got this interesting, I guess that's from Lords of Power, Beastman. You could look at that. It's not so bad. You can add a few strokes of pale flesh tone to this face and make it look a lot more like the real Beastman. So I'm just going to put these heads over here. Keep the little bags. I'll need them for storage later. Okay, what we got here? Alright, we got something inside something. Something inside. Is this my stuff from China? What the hell is this? Is it to me? Yes, to me. Linden Boulevard, Jamaica? What? I don't remember ordering anything from Jamaica. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, but... Okay, well, let's find out what we got here. Maybe it's my laser pointer for the cats. I want a green laser pointer for the kitties. Oh, hell yeah. It's my glow-in-the-dark pigment. Yes, sirree, Bob. My glow-in-the-dark pigment. Couldn't get any at, I'm sorry, my language center is suffering right now. I am disabled. I couldn't get any at Not Just Gaming, so I found some online on AliExpress. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this out of this baggie. Baggies are useful for storing your extra weapons and stuff. And I'm just going to set it right here to charge. This is not salt, and it is certainly not cocaine. It is baking soda. Baking soda, because you just mix a little super glue with that, and you've got something 10 times stronger than super glue. Epoxy. Ooh, did I say the F-bomb? Okay, I'm going to charge that. We got one more. Okay, we got one more, everybody. Thought I heard someone talking outside. This is my laser pointer. I should be getting a He-Man shirt in the mail, too. This has to be my laser pointer. I don't remember ordering anything else. So we're just cut. You can't see what I'm doing. You're missing out on all that sweet action. Oh, this is my joint repair. Yeah, joint strengthening pin. So this, when you have something with weak joints, like this guy's feet are kind of weak. See if I can make him stand up. Well, he's holding something that's drying. I don't even know why I disturbed him. He's holding something. He's actually serving a purpose. I can't mess with him right now. But what you do is you just put a few drops of this. You just draw on the joint you want to stiffen up, and voila, it will stiffen up. Okay, I'm gonna make sure he's balancing because he's not a very steady figure. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. Who got loose joints? Who has loose? I don't think I have any guys that are loose, really. But I guess we'll demonstrate it anyway, okay? What you do, let's say, let me see if I can find a loose joint. Okay, this joint here feels kind of loose. So what I'm gonna do, you see that in there? Oh, he fell over. You didn't see it because it's over here. He knocked over John Cena as well. I guess he didn't see him. Okay, so what you do is you pick out your loose joint. I'm guessing. Does it have instructions? Oh, they're in Chinese. No, they're not. I guess you're supposed to use it for ball joints. So I guess it wouldn't work there, but you could put it here, and you can put it, you could definitely put it like here on, this is technically not a ball joint, it is a peg, but you get the picture, you know. I'm going to go ahead and try it inside this elbow. It works. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. It works like a paint pen. It has a push-inable top. Okay, there's something finally starting to come out of it. Okay, so what was it? It was an elbow. Okay, so we'll open this elbow. Which one was it? It was this one. Okay, we'll open this elbow. How the hell am I going to do this? Put the point in the joint. Pump, 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 pump. Now there's scoop in the joint. Pose it. And let it sit a few minutes. That's sweet. Okay, so I'm waiting on a sweet laser pointer and a He-Man t-shirt. It was like $4. A $4 t-shirt at AliExpress. AliExpress. I just got it to round out my order. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this. Use this for the Royal Guards chest piece. Basically, you paint everything. This is a nice gold too. You paint everything that's red on here white, and you even paint these two swoops white. But I might just leave them, just, you know, because it's sweet looking. Make my guy different. I want to paint over that sweet gold. And so, once I put some gloss on this armor, because I'm using flat Warhammer stuff. I don't even know if it's made to, you know, take on and off and play with and stuff. The war paints. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, spray some clear coat over this to make it glossy again once I've painted all the gold detail. And put his eyes on. I gotta paint his eyes on there. He ain't got no eyes. And then the hammer, the love hammer. See, let me show you how easy this is. The love machine. Since the head of this hammer is black, the tip of the Sharpie. This isn't even a real Sharpie. This is a Chinese Sharpie that I got on Temu. But the tip of the Sharpie is able to get down in all these little crevices. You know, you just draw along the lines. and let the tip of it, do the thinking for you, for the most part. Now you will have to concentrate every now and then on those little bitty details, but yeah, you can. Yeah, you just draw, in the cracks. This is hard to do from looking at a monitor, but you see what I'm doing. I can't see the camera. Let me do this. Better. Okay. Yeah, see, it just goes on real easy. See, watch this. See that? You just put the point anywhere it isn't black. And plastic, toy plastic, pretty much takes the Sharpie really well. So have some fun with it. It is really fun to do. So I'm gonna get back to what I was doing before I got all these packages. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time and going through this entire thing with me. I don't know why you're interested, but I'm glad you are. And this is James signing off. Remember, you have the power. You've always had it. Okay, I guess I should make good on my promise and open the Voltac figure before I stop. Mattel sent me this one, even though the one I ordered was sent to the wrong address. Wow, I just picked that figure up by the forearm of the arm that we put the glue on, and that I was able to pick the figure up without his arm unbending, right? I picked him up at the wrist, helped pick the whole figure up, and he didn't unbend. Anyway, freaking Mattel sent me, it's in the mailer, but like the mailer is ruined. It has a sticker on it, and it's been abused a little bit. Hopefully our Voltac figure is inside and in one piece. So let's get our Cutty McCuts. Ow! Why would I put that sharp end up? Okay, Cutty cuts. Ah. Oh, that's better. That's better. That's my finger to hold the camera steady. And every time I cut, it goes out of the shot. All the action. This is so stupid. Open it with one hand. I'm practicing for when I'm old and have a stroke. Okay. We gonna get in here. All right. Pay no attention to all that crap on my desk. Oh yeah. I have other boxes I can put him in. So this will be a mailer for if I sell a custom figure on eBay. That's where I keep all my extra boxes left over from the business, from that toy store. The whole time I'm opening toys, I'm throwing the good boxes down here, and the trash boxes in the garbage. But yeah, so we'll Voltac. He's one of those ones you can open and close, but you probably can't do anything with him because he's tied into his frame. But I got this figure to use. I didn't get this figure to keep on the shelf. But I will keep his outer plastic in case something happens to my Rock-On. So let me see if I can. Oh my God. I just realized I was filming this whole thing this way because it's gonna look funny on the video, but I'll keep it all right side up. It just will have bars on some of it. So yeah, I'm gonna slide that out. This can be customized into any name you want. So, but this can't. Zoo story. Yeah. Okay, so. Oh wow, this is. I always wanted a big messy desk where I'm working on all kinds of stuff. Okay. Here's the Voltac comic. Shadowheart. I've seen this one already. It is how Voltac becomes Voltac. I think. And, yeah, Hordak, you know, does that to him. But I'm not going to spoil it. They're all very short comics. Normally I show you what's inside, but this video is already way too long. So, meh. Well, what we got here? Okay, here's where I cut. All right, everybody. Let's open this figure, okay? I'm back in the right aspect ratio. Voltac. Okay. All these pieces everywhere. He's got purple version of the April O'Neil wings. Oh, he's got a little robot. So this I shall save. Might get this cartoon collection sticker off of it, but save this for a spare for my other two figures that opened that way. Okay, we have to have our nippers. Trying to get this where you can see too. Oh. Okay, and then nips and buds. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get it in the shot. Got it. Any on the feet? Yes. Totally on the feet. Oh man, that robot's gonna make it hard. No. Ah. On the outside. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I keep losing track of the freaking autism and single-mindedness. I don't normally do this, but okay. And he's got some bands too. Oh, he doesn't. Got some neat feet though. That's Mr. Voltac. I wanted mostly the head, this Green Goblin looking head he's got. Also the body's pretty cool, but if you notice, there's no relief. This is just painted on. This is less than Hordak's chest, but he's cartoon collection, so I mean, what you expect. Well, let's see if you can even see me standing him up. Okay, so he's got this neat little robot. Yeah, he's a robot. Oh, right. He's just a little angry. He has a handle on the back in case Voltac wants to fly around with him. So they made this very simple. Holes in the back, pegs in the back. Put the holes and the pegs together. Nice and tight. Tight. Nice and tight. Mr. Vulture Man. Voltac. coming to poop on your car after you washed it and it didn't rain. Voltac, purple jellies on your car. Anyway, that's my Voltac song. So yeah, happy I got this. These sharp tools over here. Happy I got this. Let's can I even get it? Yeah, there we go, Mr. Voltac. I'll zoom in on that for you. This has pleased me. So that's it, my friends. Oh, something just flew over there. I just tore the neck out of. Great. All right, I gotta go, guys. I just tore the neck out of this thing. So I gotta find the piece that flew over there in the mess behind Clawful. See you guys later. You have the power. Hello, everybody. Good to see you back. So I actually looked at the numbers again, and we have like 37 followers now, 37 subs. That's awesome. I'm happy to have one sub. Somebody just, you should appreciate that. Someone wants to take their time to listen to you talk about something. Anyway, trying to keep it short because I got a lot to cover in this video. So remember this, okay, I'm showing it on the screen now. Boop. That is Samsit Kanmani's work. He's this cool dude in Thailand, and he was doing customs of a certain character in the, well, at the time it was an up-and-coming 4-pack of Masters of the Universe Origins figures. It was the Battle for Eternia playset. The old Battle for Eternia playset in the 80s, 45 years ago, was He-Man, Battle-Cat, and Man-E-Faces in one box. But this Battle for Eternia has some generic characters for your army building, pretty much. But it has one particularly interesting character that people wanted. And I was inspired by Samsit's his work. I was like, wow, you can just take parts from other toys and make the toys, right? Because they're just using the same molds. It's Mattel and it's He-Man. It's Masters of the Universe. So yeah, you've got the stuff to work with. You just have to know what colors they're going to use. But anyway, so I'm going to ask your opinions on my work. I'm going to show you some customs I started. One by accident. I pretty much, this area here used to be clean. I'm not going to show it to you just yet. It used to be clean, right, where I'd put the toys and stuff. But it's now covered with paper to keep the paint from getting on the counter, and just jars and pots and jars and pots of little vials of paint. I went paint crazy. So I got some. That's more something I need to talk about too. Some paint, different paints. Shout out to my friends at Not Just Gaming, Not Just Gamin', because it ends with an N and an apostrophe. Not Just Gamin', but I'm pretty sure if you put gaming into your GPS, you'd get the same thing. You get the same result. Those guys are the ones that sell this. Well, they're not the only ones, but that's where I go to get my army painters, my war paints. This stuff comes from Games Workshop, which, if you don't know, that's the people that make Warhammer 40K, the pen and paper role-playing battle game. If you don't know what it is, I don't have time to explain it to you. Just look that up. That's a whole other fandom to get into. And I am a fan of it, actually. I'm a fan of Warhammer 40K. I don't play the game, but I do read the stories. I do read the novels. because there are novels now. Anyway, so let's address the paint first. I found this color shift paint at Walmart, and it's really cheap. It's just a couple bucks for a big bottle like this. Check it out. Like, this is like $3.50, $4. This is like two something. The thing is, you're going to end up mixing and matching anyway, because certain qualities will be present in certain paints, and it's a subjective, which means each person or subject will do it differently, or appreciate it differently. So with the war paints, right, wherever you can get these, if you're near me in South Carolina, go to Not Just Gaming. These, you know that the surface tension of the paint is going to be non-existent or low, very low. And if you don't know what surface tension is, have you ever seen a leaf or a toothpick or a paperclip floating on water, and the water looks like a bubble that is push like a cushion, and the thing is floating on top of it, pushing down on the water, but it's not going into the water, it's just floating along, right? And the water kind of sticks up. Well, that is the surface tension of the water keeping that thing up because it's so small. And so we use soap to break that so that water gets on in all the nooks and crannies, therefore cleaning us better. So, same principle in paint. If you use model paint like this, Testors, which is respectable, you're going to have to use paint thinner, or I keep a cup with a couple shots of mineral spirits in it. Mineral spirits is a little gentler than paint thinner. You just take a drop like this. You take an eyedropper and you just put like the tiniest drop on the tiniest bit. Like, it's like putting toothpaste on a doll's toothbrush. You just put a little bit. You know, I have these little pipe hands. Just put a little splat, and then you dip your little brush in there, because it's action figures. It's tiny, and the Warhammer stuff is tiny, so the surface tension of their paints is low. It gets in those nooks and crannies. It's not going to make a skin of paint on a thing, right? Anyway, I digress. So if you want those, you can go to your local game store. I'm pretty sure any comic shop that does gaming and stuff is carrying this kind of stuff now. I mean, there's other brands out there too. There's Vallejo, which, if you don't know, that's from Boris Vallejo, who paints a lot of fantasy art. And there's just, I don't know, just go to your game store. There's options. You got options. And then you got this stuff, right? Glow in the dark. This is also from Walmart. It's like $1 and something. And these were like just basic white. This was like 58 cents. However, I'm noticing that some of this white, it doesn't go on, how is it? It goes on blotchy, right? The medium that the white stuff is suspended in is not homogeneous. It's not the same throughout. So it's kind of like water and paint together. Even if you shake it up, you shake it up, it's just your shake weight. Yeah. So you have to like let it dry and paint a little more. And the thing I found with this stuff, the matte white war paint stuff, is it's got the low surface tension, but it has a consistency like whiteout. You know, it's easily scrape offable, and if you're painting on top of it with other paint, the wetness of that paint will reactivate this white if you linger too long. So beware of that. I'm saying all this so that I don't get hate mail later. It's the autism. I'm trying to cover all my bases. It's the autism, the OCD, the bad nerves. Anyway, that's all I got to say about paint for now. So go get you some paint. Walmart's got it. Game Store's got it. You don't have to water this down with turpentine or mineral spirits or anything like that. But you will with this And you might, with these color shift, ooh, I don't think that was secure. With these color shifts, these are awesome. You're going to see in a second. Sorry this video is so long. If you don't like long videos full of stuff that you like, then why are you here? You know, you're here because you like toys. Oh, there's where that chocolate went. I found where I was eating an ice cream and looking at my toys, and I noticed the piece of chocolate fell off of it, and I went, "Where'd it go?" I don't see it on the floor. Yeah, it's right there on a piece of newspaper. You can't see it, and I'm not going to show you because it's chocolate. It looks like poop. Anyway, me talking a lot. Also, if we can get like, since we're at 37, that's 3 away from 40. That's 13 away from 50. If we can get 13 more subs, then I can do lives directly on YouTube. So I want to do lives where we can like talk about, we don't have to talk about just Masters of the Universe, we can talk about anything. But as long as it's kind of like toy oriented, I want a toy talk channel, talk about old trends, toys, Gen X stuff, pretty much. Anyway, so I'm going to start with the openings. I'm going to open the things I've got, and then I'm going to show you the things I've built and the things I've got ordered. It came in the mail, right? Okay. The first thing I'm happy to say I've got is this right here. This very attractive vintage collection faker. These vintage collection boxes are so awesome. I hate to destroy Masters of the Universe packaging when I open it, but I've got 3 of these because that was the limit, 3, right? I'm keeping 1, and I have 2 others. I'm going to open this one. I might keep 1 in a box, but the other one's going to be a prize. And I didn't have to pay terribly a whole lot for them. They're going for like 40 and 50 bucks on eBay right now. I guess there's a finite supply of them or something. I don't know. I've also got in the box one of these vintage collection Skeletor, unopened in the box. That's going to be a prize later at the live that we get to do when you guys help me get 13 more subs. Yeah, so okay, this is a thing. We opened the thing. I also haven't slept in like 2 days because I have terrible neurological problems. The thing is, I used to go to conventions a lot, and I'm able to just resist sleep if I'm having fun. And I was having fun. If I can't think straight, or I get tired, or I start to nod off, then I go to bed. I listen to my body. I listen to what my body feels like doing. If it feels like staying awake, though, I stay awake. Oh, we've got one of those little flaps. Oh, damn it. I did all that work down here and you couldn't even see it. Opening this box. Wasn't even taking into consideration my peoples. My people that are watching. Okay, so this is a cool background, but the thing about it is the irregular shape. I just don't want to keep this. I try to keep everything that I can. Is there any more in there? Okay, no. That's all. So, oh wait, you know what we need? You know what we need? Our magic special tool. Our special magic tool. Precisely. Actually, you can use those pliers, or actually they're little wire cutters. They have like a gummy cover on the handly part, and they're a little bird beak. For people who don't know tools, they look like a little bird beak, and it looks like a little scissor, little stubby scissor bird beak thing. little tiny wire cutters. You can snip these things with those as well. This one has an irregular shape because this is a toenail clipper. It's not straight, but it gets the job done. I find this arc helps me manipulate these little fucking things. Alright, so here's the faker. Vintage faker. We're just going to try to snip off some of these annoying... See that there? See that there? I have to look at the camera out of the corner of my eye, and I have terrible peripheral vision being a glasses wearer. So, not only do I have to watch, let's see if I'm on camera, but I have to see if I'm cutting the right thing. But you say, get a cameraman. Mikey, this does not warrant a cameraman. This does not warrant. Oh, look, they got an interesting one here. Look at that. The little T-shaped bits are U-shaped, and they're right up against the plastic. Like, they made that hard to get at. If you just open this up and start pulling on that sword, you're gonna... If you just start pulling on that sword, something bad's gonna happen. You're gonna warp your sword. The warp sword. That's pretty cool. Look at that. It has this slight orange metallic to it. I'm gonna paint some color shift on it later. Make it look even cooler. Because you know, Faker's gear is all orange Skeletor gear. Now let me explain something about let me see if I can mimic He-Man's voice. Let me explain something about Faker. Now, we see him blue with the Skeletor armor, and when I was a kid, it is just going to be autism. This wouldn't work, right? Skeletor painting a robot that he stole from Man-at-Arms blue, putting his own armor on it, and spray painting that orange and sending him over there. Hey, it's He-Man, blue skin He-Man with red hair. So, kind of like Wonder Woman's invisible jet is drawn, and you can see it. It looks like glass. Faker is blue and wears this so that you totally know this is Faker and not He-Man. I mean, an adult would know if his eyes don't have pupils or something like that, because they released a Faker that's like that too. But that's not fun. Faker was the first He-Man I saw in person. I remember I was like 9 years old. I went to Kmart with some adult, and I went to the toy section, and right there I said, "Ooh, that's He-Man, but something's wrong with him. He's blue. What the hell is wrong with He-Man? Why is it blue?" It took a couple years for me to figure out that's Faker. So, well, now what I got to say about this is, this little piece of armor here, for some reason, it is higher quality than the normal piece of armor you get on your regular He-Man 40th anniversary He-Man that I turned into a fire creature. Here you'll see not as much detail because the paint I was using was not thinned. I hadn't started using thinner yet, but I really wanted to paint, so I started. This is my fire He-Man. Fire He-Man! I mean, he's not a fire He-Man, but obviously when you look at him, that's what he looks like, right? Joints are really good. Of course, it has the weight that you like, that you would expect. This is all high quality. There's a texture to it. Oh shit! Let me hold it up here. This is textured. Pretty decent sculpt of the face, right? Ooh, I should get the classics He-Man or Faker to compare. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna go to my room and get a toy. All right. So like, maybe you can maybe you can correct me in the comments or something. Um, I was in Florida in 2020, and I went to Walmart to get something. I was living there, and I don't live there now, thank God. I went to Walmart, and I was so happy to see that they were selling He-Man. And the He-Man had all these joints and stuff and articulation, and I was like, sweet! I took a picture. Couldn't afford one right then. Little did I know. I completely forgot that even happened, that Mattel released more He-Man. A few years later, I have I guess you could call it a tragedy or a trauma or something, and I'm trying to deal with grief, so I started buying toys. And if you watch the older videos, you know, I'm just trying to catch you up if you haven't. Started an online store for a year or so. I just collected toys. Anyway, I came in right after the classics, which apparently were released in, what, the late 90s, early 2000s. And it was like Mattel's first attempt at these 7-inch tall figures. And then they scrapped it. I mean, they still kind of... they might still release a character every now and then through the classics line for its particular articulation, which is lesser than a Masterverse, by the way. But yeah, they released the classics. They're more expensive usually if it's a good character that you love. If it's a so-so character, you might be able to find them reasonable, but base level, they're just a little more expensive, you know. So anyway, this is the classics Faker. Now let's take a look. His armor is weathered, and that's not because he's a used toy. It just looks like that. There's no metallicness to his gear or his sword. It's pretty orange. I'm not even a total fan of the face sculpt, to tell you the truth. They gave him too much forehead. Too much forehead. Well, he's a Faker robot anyway. And if you'll notice these old school hingy joints, right? No twisty turn. Well, you can twist it right there. You can twist it on the shin, but like, yeah, it's not less degrees of articulation. So take a good look. This is pretty cool though, that accent. But see, if you want something like that, you can just paint your figure. Now take a look at this. This. Oh, yes. You like it. Okay. Yeah, he's real chalky and blue. I loved it. I love blue. That's what started me on this roller coaster of buying and trading toys. And it's a lot of fun, actually. It's more fun than it was when I was a kid because I have more toys. I have the power to get the toys I want. I have the power. You're not waiting for adults to fucking come around and, you know, learn what you like and shit. So, okay. That's that opened. Next to each other. Yeah. I mean, I like them both for different reasons. They're both well made. I mean, I really do like them both. They both have the weight. However, the Masterverse is like a looking like a man. It's like maybe like a quarter or fifth of a head taller than the classics. And they got these neat, there's just copies of He-Man's weapons, but they're just bronzy, coppery, orangey coppery, which I have a more color shifting metallic that I could use on that later. Okay, opening stuff. So yeah, this video has been like a month in the making. I started on the painting of some figures like a month ago. Like before, it was a couple months ago actually. It was before the 4-pack came out. which was recent. And I don't get this stuff early, you know, like some of the other channels. So I have to usually wait to buy it off of resellers half the time. Sometimes I get lucky and I get to order something directly from Mattel or Big Bag Toy Store before it gets marked up. But anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's open a box. This is a big box. That's what she said. Okay, I've lost my sharp instrument, which is a big pain. It's my fault for having all this junk here. How can I find a little silver handled cutty McCut? It's rolled away from me. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Found my friend. And I've gotten used to this. This blade doesn't fit this handle completely, but it is secure. It's not going to move. It's offset. And I've gotten used to it. I kind of like it. So anyway. Let's see the big box. I'm trying not to dox anybody. God forbid. Non-existent, God forbid. Tom Cruise forbid. That somebody heard something here and then hated you because you were associated with it. I didn't like what you said about a character. Okay, this is a huge box for one figure. And it is Amazon. But the thing is, I'm not a hypocrite. Don't call me a hypocrite. You know I complain about Amazon. The thing is, I was going to open this anyway. So I was just curious to see what Amazon would do to it. And I ordered a Catra on accident. I actually ordered these two things on accident. They were just in the cart. And I forgot about them. And then later on, I put something else in the cart that I wanted to buy. And I just clicked buy. And I bought all three things. But it's okay. I wanted them anyway. I got this Catra, right? And when it came, there was a big, thick, white, sticky tag on the back of the box that destroyed it. But I mean, I was going to open it anyway, but the principle pisses me off. But this is in pretty good condition. I mean, it's got a little dupe on the corner there, but like they're not a... It's Amazon. I'm just lucky it came in this condition, really. But like, I wanted this figure, and I wanted a Catra because I have another figure. And we're going to open this, but not at the moment. Because. Okay, let me find this. All right. This one is from Mattel. It better be anyway. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Rightio. Look at that. Bully. One mailer box. Two mailer boxes. Two mailer boxes. We have two mailer boxes. Okay, so mailers are sweet. I like the mailers that have the picture on the outside. But, I mean, any mailer in a storm, right? I'll even take those fake ones that are this size that are just white boxes. I'll even take those because I can draw on those. I wouldn't want to draw on this, though, because it's from Mattel, and it's just... I like things like that. I appreciate things like that. Wrappings and containers, right? Have you ever taken the time... Let's do a little zen here. Have you ever taken the time to notice the shape of the cup you drink out of. You ever notice that liquid takes the shape of any container that it goes into? Of course you do, but do you really sit around and think about it? No, you don't. Most people don't. It just doesn't occur to them. It's a boring sort of thing. Why would I pursue that line of knowledge? So next time you're drinking something, just appreciate that the liquid in the cup moves around and does what it does. Being liquidy. Oh, this is cool. This is the Dispara figure. Some other channel got theirs early. Looking at you, Mr. Home Arcade. I love Mr. Home Arcade, so I'm not trying to beef with Mr. Home Arcade. Actually, I want to send him some toys to see what he thinks of my figures when they're done. But like, I'm in a pickle, right? Because these are also limit 3, but I only got 2. But see, like, my tendency is to have one to open and maybe even use as fodder for customs, and then one to keep, and then, you know, maybe one to trade. But I'm gonna make, since this is a commodity, I'm gonna make the other one that I have a prize, or a reward. Not a prize, a reward. There's a difference. A reward, a giveaway. I'm just gonna give it away. I love to give things away. Love to give things away. It's gonna be tremendous. Gonna give lovely things away. Wonderful things. Totally wonderful things. Tremendous. Anyway, so this has that sort of rock-on extendar thingy, and this is cool too. Like, look at this specular. You notice that she's shiny. She's shinier than the rest of the sheet. She's shinier than the rest of the sheet. No sheet. So this one we are opening, and I will keep this though. This will go on a wall or something. I'm gonna keep this too, because you never know when you might need to build a container from scratch, right? See, like, oop, I just threw her. Oh no, that was catcher falling. Doesn't matter. She comes with these Fisto / Triclops swords. And people say they are too big, and they kind of are. They look like popsicle sticks. But that's okay. You can either cut these with a little sharp cutty, or you can just go online and buy other swords. There's tons of tiny swords. I know, I've spent hours looking at them. Haven't bought any, but I totally have a shopping list, a wish list with tiny swords on it. Tiny weapons for tiny little dolls. These are pretty cool though. I mean, they're not as gummy and rubbery feeling as the swords you're used to. They're more brittle and stiff, like the sort of power that He-Man carries. And if you notice, they're not quite as thick, right? But like, anyway, yeah, she should be like carrying some sort of Legolas weird swords. So, Phantoms of Dispara. And we all know, in the lore now, see, back in the day, Hordak really did remove He-Man's sister to another planet. But I don't think she worked for him, because it's the 80s and they just couldn't think like that. They couldn't think in Game of Thrones levels of screwing each other over, sort of thing. But when it was revamped, she was like, you know, the Darth Vader of the... She was the Darth Vader of the Horde, if you believe that. You would think that would be Hordak, right? But it's not. Hordak's the Emperor. She's the Darth Vader of the Horde. Skeletor, I don't know what he is. He's a wizard. So, there's a few pages. I'm only going to show you the first page. Totally comic-y, right? Oh yeah, this is good. I love these short-ass little comics. So, I'm going to put it back in its little holder. Because I do hold on to these. You never know. Never know. And later on, you know, when I die, my nephew Titan gets all my toys. He can split them with his sisters if they want some. But, I mean, it's up to them, you know. So, yeah, let's get this Dispara out. Does she have any of those little things? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Wow. Totally wow. Totally. Oh, there it is. Wow, this is a mess. Cluttered desk, cluttered mind. This is my mind. My mind looks like this inside. Look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all that. That's my mind. I know where everything is. You look at it and you go, what the fuck? But like, I look at that and go, I know shields go here. Pieces of people go over here. And then down here, there are pieces of people. I don't know if you can see that. Here's a plate full of people. So, yeah. I digress. Yeah. I just need to think about that more. Be cooler if I had some sort of active chat where people could talk out loud. So they could say something like, I can't see the thing. Move it to the left. Right on. Useful. I know an injection mold guy or two that could use that if they wanted to. Also know my cousin prints a lot of stuff. 3D prints a lot of stuff. Let's see if I can get him to print some MOTU heads. I love custom MOTU heads. I really want a Mr. T. Actually, I'm getting a figure today or tomorrow that I'm going to turn into Mr. T. Okay, here's Dispara. Let me move my people plate. My people plate over here. Oh. You know, when you got the executive function, go ahead and do the thing while you can. Because when you crash and wake back up, you're not going to feel like it really. Okay, so Dispara looked cool when I saw her online. When I saw her in Mr. Home Arcade's review. And he probably does better reviews than me, if I want to be honest. Ah! See, look at that. The little stick that my camera is on is old now, and it wants to slide around and fall and be loose, hang loose. Let me see if I can stay there. All right. Whatever I was saying. I saw her online. I saw her on Mr. Home Arcade's review, and I was like, you know, I would like an extra one of those because I could use this to make some kind of cool anti-hero or villain, you know, some cool character. The thing is, I think this Horde mask needs to be a little different. I mean, it kind of looks like Hordak's face, and I know that's the point, but this part, it's not. If you're gonna be fighting people, this is gonna hurt when they hit this. Ow. But like, so this pops right off. It's a mask. And then Dispara, young She-Ra. She's got the pixie cut. Now, her eye makeup, I don't know. I don't know if I like it there, the way it is. I mean, it's not goth enough. So we're going to have to fix that. But, like, yeah, this body. Oh, yeah. This is what. Oh, yeah. This is what Mr. Home Arcade did. I'm going to show you. I'm going to open this. Yeah. Of course, here's the break apart guide. These wire break apart. I didn't know this, but they also break apart at the foot. You can pull those off. There's a thing just like with the hands. Yeah. Barbarossa Customs on eBay sells all kinds of feet, bare feet with long toenails, Skeletor feet. They got them all. Okay, so this is Horde Invasion. Cool. Yeah. The art style, I mean, I can't draw this good, but like, it's not as good as the last comic, is it? It's way too flat and coloring book-esque. Whoever did it's like, fuck you, dude. Yeah, I'm showing you the whole thing because why not? I mean, I suppose it's a cool style. It's a cool style. I don't hate it. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird when we want to compliment something, we have that in our repertoire, in our database, you know, on our palette. I don't hate it. That's like, I can barely accept it. You know? I don't hate it. I just severely dislike it. Okay. Oh, am I even on camera? Snippers. If you're wondering why I'm so more animated and colorful and all that, is that for the past like 3 months, well, for the past month I've been back on my medicine, but like for the past 3 months we were experimenting, you know, my caregivers and I, with trying to see which medicines that I take are actually doing anything for me. And unfortunately, in order to determine if they're working, you have to stop taking them and see how you feel, which a lot of people think of as crazy. And they go, the doctor doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Every time I go in there, he's just like, let's try this, let's try that. Well, that's what it is. It's trial and error, because we really don't know how the brain actually works. So you have to work with your doctor, and you have to develop a vocabulary that they can understand, that describes your problem. It behooves you to do this, whatever your problem. Mine was depression and autism, and so I spent years studying myself and, you know, reaching out in the dark for information. And the doctor and I, or carer and I, I call him a carer because he's a professional medical assistant. He controls my meds and reports to the doctor, Dr. Sharma. I like Dr. Sharma's office. But yeah, you need to develop a vocabulary so that you can describe the hell that is your life. Develop that vocabulary. Without it, you're just at the mercy of the world, pretty much. From like age 0 to like age 30 something, I was like that. And then got tired of the way I felt and the circumstances of my life, yada yada. So I started studying. And now, to relax, I'll put on some Alan Watts and I'll sit here and paint my toys. Okay. I thought She-Ra was going to come with more heads. I mean, this is one head. I thought she had a head with her hair down. Maybe that's a different action figure. So let's see if they even have the same features. You could say that face is the same face, right? Because you want to look like yourself, even if you're in disguise. So, good She-Ra, bad. Yeah, this is cool. If you get one of these, get 3 of them. Get 1 to keep in the box, get 1 to do a custom with, and then 1 to open up, put on your display. This is a cool version of the Sword of Power. I would call this, so think about it, guys. Let's pretend. So if He-Man holds up his sword and says, by the power of Grayskull, and then he gets the power, She-Ra holds up her sword and she says, what? For the honor of Grayskull. So that would make this sword the sword of honor. This is really cool looking. I like the way it looks. It's so delicate. It's like a one-handed well, the sword is always one-handed, but like it does need a two-handed version. And this She-Ra doll is pretty cool. Like this cartoon She-Ra is way better than the Origins She-Ra. I'm not even going to buy the Origins She-Ra because of that thing that goes on her face like that. It looks like she's looking through a pie pan. If you don't know what a pie pan is, you don't eat pie. So, that's that. Am I going to open? Yes, I'm going to open Mosquito. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And what do you mean? Open boxes and throw stuff on the floor? Yeah, Mosquito. I had one over there. You don't know what's over there. That's where all my stuff is. Over there. I have one in my collection, but I want one for customs. Not because of that head, but the body and those cool moon boots. So, chest pumps. Wow, this is dusty. Look how dusty that is. Alright, well let's, now my nose itches. Oh, there's Mosquito squirting out cotton candy from his proboscis onto Fisto. That can only be what he's doing. What else does a mosquito do? What's he doing? Is he just sucking the blood out of Fisto from a distance? Is that what's happening? Is that his entrails coming out? He just walks over like the tick. Ticks do suck blood. Give me a straw, Arthur. Okay, yeah. I do this so that you don't have to. But you can watch it. There's some kind of ASMR in that, right? People like that. People like to pop things out of sprues. I don't even know if this is a sprue. This is a bubble. Wow, this is really dense. It is so dense it feels like ceramic almost. It is extremely dense and hard. It is not flexible. Well, it's a little flexible, but I wouldn't flex it because it would probably stay deformed. Let's see. Here we got a. This is a. I think this is a Roton gun, and for some reason this gun always reminds me. It makes me think of the gun in that you use in laser tag. Starlight. It's called a Starlight. Watch out! I'm gonna shoot you with my Starlight. Okay, yeah. Here's that grabbing goop muscle stuff, and you put his nose in there, and it goes on the end, or his hand, and you put this around your seized figure. Then he's got this. This hand was in there. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Okay. So. Toss that away. I don't understand, Mr. Mosquito. The thing is, he looks pretty cool. My friend Timmy was like, "Are you gonna get a mosquito?" And I was kind of against it. He's like, "But his chest pumps blood. You gotta have it because it pumps blood." And I thought, no. But yeah, you gotta have it because his chest pumps blood. And on Etsy, there's somebody that makes hard plastic, red plastic, like see-through plastic wings, little dragonfly wings for mosquito. Come on, turn him loose. Turn him loose, I say. He is liberated. Oh, interesting. His back is different from the other MOTU backs. He's got a humpback with a button. See? His back is a humpy back. And he feels kind of like, he's matte finished. I mean, if you handle it, it's going to be shinier, but like it was really matte, flat black. But like, dude, this head, come on. I'm going to treat this as a helmet. There's no way this is practical. You can't run around with a head this big. You can't. You can't. It will weigh you down. So this is some kind of crazy helmet. It has to be, right? It has to be. So like what I'm going to do, I'll take that off. That might come in handy later. I might put that on, I want that snake body. Okay, yeah. Let's pump his blood. Look, watch his blood pump. I can't see it. Can you see it? Yeah, bubbles. Looks like a washing machine. And that's all there is to him. That's all there is. But these frickin' moon boots. If you're flying around, why are you wearing cinder block sized boots, yo. Anyway, it's a pretty cool body, though. I dig it. I digs it. And here's his comic, if you're looking for it. Complete with his dope sheet. Back in the day, dope meant facts or information. You got the dope on that guy? Hence the straight dope, which became Snopes. Yeah, this is cool. Going on a wall. Going on a wall. Let's see now. Is there anything else I need to open up? Not that I can think of. I mean, I do plan on opening other packages, like to make some customs, but I've opened enough. So let's talk about customs that I've built. Rightio. Right. So, if you want to know what comes in the 4-pack Battle for Eternia, you can go to Mr. Home Arcade and watch that. I don't know if I covered the one I had. Yeah, I did. Yeah, the first part of this video was already shot. Yeah, I'm remembering now. So yeah, you watched me talk about it. So this is what you get from Mattel, right? Look real good. He's got some nice gold. The gold is nice, yeah. Got eyes with whites. Whites of his eyes. But you know what's wrong with him? He's not painted right there. And you know what else is wrong with him? He's not painted right there. You know what else is wrong with him? He's not painted right there. That's what's wrong with him. The only thing I couldn't recreate was this. But you know what? I think I did one better. I tried to recreate this with Sculpey clay. So that's all I have to work with right now. And I failed. But it became something else. Entirely. Look at it. Here's your cape. This is the cape you get. It's all one cape, right? It's the same cape on everybody. It's just different colors. No, he's clean. He's a royal guardsman. Elite. I'm gonna make the elite guard, and you're gonna love it. But here's a step up. Like this is Buck Private. Well, no, you would be an officer if you're in the elite royal guard. Iconic hero or whatever he's called. Anyway, that's what he looks like. It looks like a good look at where the gold is. You see where the gold is? Take a good look. Look at his wrist. They painted that black. Look here. And look at his boots. They're brown. And there's nothing wrong with that. But look what I did. First of all, I don't have the cape on him because I want to show you his back. This is my cape. It's got gold trim. Gold trim. Yes. You get a gold trim on your cape, sir. It has a gold epaulette. Oh no, gold agilette. And yeah, so this was actually done with, the gold is actually from the War Painters, and it's real good. I really like that gold. I mean, look at that. I can't really appreciate it at the angle. Look at that, though. It's glittery gold. It's gold. It's pretty cool. So, you get that. You get, on mine, you get gold bracelets, right? You get gold on the back. You get gold on the helmet. You get a blood stripe on the freaking pants. How do you miss that? How do you miss putting a blood stripe on the pants. How do you miss that? And you're like, well, what about, oh, look at gold detail at the bottom, at the bottom, at the bottom, at the bottom. It just flows better. It flows. All details are golded, right? Because they're all useful. It looks way cooler like that. It looks way cooler like that. Right? This guy. Okay, the black magic marker. Chinese fake Sharpie. Worked pretty good. I love the fake Sharpie. Get yourself some pointy markers for doing eyes. If you don't have a pointy tip marker, long needly marker, you can use a toothpick, actually. You can even distress the end of the toothpick if you want with a blade, but you have to have good vision. And here's a toothpick I use to make blue eyes. It's in a puddle of blue. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. He got anime eyes. He got the anime eyes. Yeah. That was kind of hard. That wasn't easy. But this mask actually is movable. You can push it down. There's a whole face under there. Yep. It's a Man-at-Arms face. And here's his little hand. Well, actually, this is Mosquito's hand. So I need to make a Mosquito. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? See, these little baggies have a purpose. No, it's not what you think. Stuff comes in these like that. Now you can put the Mosquito. Or if it's too small, this is an actual Sharpie with a pointy end. This is just one little hand, and I'm going to put it in a bigger bag full of hands. All I need to put is MOSQ. And it doesn't even write it very well. I haven't used this in a while. Okay, here we go. MOSQ. Mosque. Couldn't fit Mosca on there. Moscas. Los moscas son insect. I don't know how to say insect in Spanish. Insecto. Insecto patrono. So yeah, you get the gold. Oh yeah, also, look at the weapon. With my guy, you get an extra arm. This is a. It looks more. I wanted to go for armor, but it looks more like a thing you use when you train attack dogs. It really does, or some kind of goalie hockey goal pads. But yeah, that's what you get. You get that. Here is their weapon. This is the weapon that comes with the what's his face? The hero. The iconic hero. And here's mine. Look at there. That is a color called Black Flash. It's glittery metallic black. I used it on this. This looks really cool. This looks like, I mean, look at that. I like that. I don't care about you. I don't know about you, but I like that. Okay, so covered that. I'm gonna get this out of the way because I hate thinking about making the video. Customs, yes. Okay, more customs I've made. This is. I'm not gonna show you that. So, here's an update on the snow, ice spirit that likes to mimic He-Man. That's pearlescent paint. I don't know if the phone's going to pick that up very well. Might look like white out to you because of this light here, but Let's get out of the light so much. There we go. There we go. You can properly see it there. That's pearlescent, whitish, white. I'm going to go back over it because it was really thin. Kind of looks like real hair though. But yeah, it's very pearly. And then you can take your color shift paint, which works a lot like this light paint. I call it light paint because that's literally what it's for. Colors like data system glow. It's like paint that is the color of clear water with drops of green suspended in it. And you mix it around and you brush it around. And basically what you should do is you paint something white. Paint your thing white, whatever your flame or glowing circuit is going to be. And then you paint over it off, go outside the lines with the light paint. You're painting the light. And there's this regular yellow. I thought I was getting opaque yellow. And there's this bloody red. There's plasma coil blue. And of course, disgusting slime. And then there's that one. Data system glow. And there's probably more, but like, you get the point. You get the point. That's my mixed medium. So yeah, you draw a white line, and I created this on accident. I'm still working on this guy, but look at that. You got the color shift, and he looks like he's made of, you know, Tron circuits. He's a circuitry dude, and yeah, I use the Sunman. There, the color's just better, like right here. I use a Sunman. I don't know if it's better there. Maybe I should turn the camera there. Stupid. Yeah, I have all these leftover Sunmen. Well, 2 or 3, because I get their wings. They're only $9. Why pay more than that for a piece of another toy when you can get a whole Sunman for $9? Now you got fodder. And anyway, I created this character. Don't steal it. So, somewhere on Eternia, you've seen them. Computers. There are computers. Eventually they network these computers together. And then an artificial intelligence is used to maintain the network. And guess what that artificial intelligence looks like sometimes? Sometimes it looks like Sunman. And this is hard to do because I haven't put clear coat on him yet. So I'm basically rubbing some of it off. He's got a He-Man head too. That's kind of creepy. See that creepy? I'm going to do more with his eyes, but so far I've got white dots. You know, so basically the AI mimics Heroes as it purges hostile programs from the network, kind of cyberpunky. And I'm even working on a oh, check this out. I got a shield. Looks like Star Trek, don't it? Don't it? Totally looks like Star Trek, like it's tearing ass around the galaxy. And I'm gonna put some circuits on this laser axe. I don't know why I chose green. It's just the color that was open at the time. This is like a lemon, or not a lemon, a limey, glowy, toxic green with that iridescent yellow-green color shift. I love it. So, color shift over flat yellow, excellent, or flat green, excellent. Color, it's yellow-green color shift, so it goes well on yellow or green, right? But I put it on blue. See, I use the brush and I scrubbed it around. It's called dry brushing, I guess. You get that fusion core color or whatever it is, the light paint, and these lines. You make sure that the brush tip is wider than your circuit line, so you can just wiggle it you don't have to wiggle it too much to get the paint to go off the sides. You want the paint to go off the sides because it looks like it's glowing. But really, we're limited to the topology of our action figure, the surface of their skin. We're only limited. We don't have actual light. We're painting a picture of light. So, it comes off like that. Kind of glowy. I need to put a matte finish on this guy. I'm kind of proud of him. I was just like trying paints out on this Sunman that was just laying here. I just started painting him. One day I painted something blue and I'm like, there's too much blue in this thing. I squirted out way too much blue paint. What I got to do? I got to do something with the blue paint. So I painted this guy blue. Just painted him blue. I was like, what am I going to do after that? I don't know. Then later on I was screwing with the green paint. I'm like, oh, I'll paint him green. Then I got a freaking idea. Tron He-Man. What would we call the character, the hero inside the computer that likes to mimic itself after He-Man? What would you call it? Who would its friends be? This is the kind of stuff I learned in college, actually. I went to a really good college. It's cartoon college, I call it. See that pearlescent? I went to college to make cartoons, but it's a cutthroat. It's a cutthroat industry. Being an animator, effects artist, that kind of thing. They're like vampires. Most of them don't encourage you to do anything. They want to cut out their competition. Have I made anything else? No. Well, okay, I'm working on this. This guy, look at that guy. This thing's from Hordak, but this is the claw from Serpent Claw Man-at-Arms, but it looks better on this as a construct. This guy looks kind of like a Terminator. I don't know what I'm going to do with this frame. I'm going to do something with it, though. He's going to be a character. And then I'm going to flocking. I'm going to flock. This is flock. I'm going to flock some action figures, make them hairy. I got the, electrostatic flocker machine. It uses static electricity to make the little hairs stand up. So they're all standing up like perfect grass on the surface of the thing that you're applying them to, which you have already glued. You put glue on. So let's see. Is there anything else? No, that's probably it. This was a really long video, and I'm glad that I got it done and share it with you guys. I love to edit it. When I'm done here, right, I make these videos this is sort of like the kitchen area. I go and sit on the couch and I edit the video in a program, and then I upload it, and it's a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. It's a good distraction. It's been people would say a godsend, but this is just collecting toys, right? Collecting toys because you're an old man who likes to collect things from the 80s, because the 80s was the golden age. The golden age. So that's it for this video, everybody. I'm going to take a much needed